Hello, and welcome back to the next chapter of this White Album 2 Doujinshi. It is the light novel Bizarre Love Triangle. So everything's actually smoothed over to a certain extent. Takeya and Haruki have become friends, and so because of that, now Io is in their little triangle, hence the Bizarre Love Triangle. And Takeya got rejected again. Now he's dating everyone, and Io's upset about it. But, what can you do? If you let somebody go, they're going to do their own thing. That's normal. So let's continue here. For Christ's sake, could you two just pull it together, please? Empty draft beer mugs, plates scattered with snack crumbs. Tomo Yanagihara set her elbows on the bar table, looking at the drunk, dozing faces of Takeya and Io, and sighed heavily, muttering to herself. A full 3 years had passed since Haruki's graduation. So this is a huge time skip. We very, very briefly were introduced to, talking about the school festival, the end of introductory chapter. And now here we are, years later. Tomo is here, Takeya and Io are here, they're old enough to drink. Haruki, Setsuna, Io, and Takeya were all seniors in college. Tomo was a junior. Haruki, after many twists and turns, had begun dating Setsuna. Io and Takeya, on the other hand, remained stagnant on that front. As always. You could start dating whenever. Just do it. I know you say it's for Setsuna and Kitahara-senpai's sake, but now I'm stuck in the middle while you go on and on trying to sound each other out. Tomo Yanagihara was the aforementioned circle-breaking girl. Which is so funny that they mentioned circles, because now we've come full circle. Takeya was trying to get with Tomo, and that was one of the things with the music club. It just kind of blew up. And now Tomo's trying to convince Takeya to date Io. It's kind of funny. As a high school second year at the time, she was desperate to snatch the Miss Hojo High title from Setsuna Ogiso, only to fall completely captive to her after seeing the legendary show. Through the use of complicated means and tricks, she became close friends with Setsuna. How? I'll still never know. In February of their third year, Setsuna and Haruki made up and began dating again. At that point, Tomo took over Haruki's position with Io and Takeya, which brought many occasions for her to spend time with them. That's actually kind of funny that she ended up being between those two, because they are so separate from what Tomo was after. She was after Setsuna. She got involved between Setsuna and Haruki, and then somehow became the third wheel of Takeya and Io. Granted, after they've been working for a bit, we'll probably start hearing about Setsuna and Kitahara-senpai getting married. And once we get to that point, Mizusawa-senpai and Izuka-senpai might not be far behind. Tomo's analysis had led her to realize that, on top of Setsuna and Haruki's love story, Io and Takeya had a strange love of their own going on. If Setsuna and Kitahara-senpai can make things work, their own relationship will probably go well too. That must be what they're thinking. Don't depend on others to make your relationship better, or to give you the courage to go into your own relationship. Find that strength from within. I don't know about them though. Letting Setsuna and Kitahara-senpai's path have this much sway over them? Tomo snorted. I mean, if she were to come back from winning second place in the trusty international piano competition, who knows what would happen to Kitahara-senpai? Oh, that's a scary thought. But she's practically a god, though. Probably no need to worry. Yeah, probably. Little do you know. So, Tomo told herself, chuckling and lightly flicking the napping Io and Takeya on their foreheads. And then, for whatever reason, we get this very homoerotic, gay image of Takeya and Haruki. This person really wanted to push those hidden feelings between Takeya and Haruki for whatever reason. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, look at the way he looks at him. So silly. Love it. Moving on to Bizarre Love Triangle Part 9. Afterward. So this is written by the author Ushineko. To everyone who picked up this story, everyone who read it, thank you. I am deeply grateful. This short story is a fan work based on White Album 2, an 18-plus adventure game released by Leaf and Aquaplus for Windows. In my mind, White Album 2 contains 3 mysteries. The first is the antagonism between Haruki and his mother. I'd love to read more about that too. The second is the process through which Takeya and Io came to have mutual feelings for each other. I would love to read more. The third is the process through which Haruki became close with Takeya and Io. Furthermore, why does Haruki, who has made a name for himself through butting in, never intervene when it comes to Takeya and Io's relationship? I mean, they did. He did. He all the time, he's like, go be with Io, go spend time with Io. Regarding the first 2 mysteries, I did some exploration in It's Not Love, White Album 2, Kazusa Ending After Story, published March 19th, 2017, 1,000 yen, A5, 430 pages. Holy cow, that's a lot of pages. But the third mystery remains unhandled. For this book, I attempted to resolve this personal question, using fragments from the story, character commentaries, and other such bits and pieces as reference. I love this. I could definitely see this having been a thing between Takeya, Io, and Haruki. Even simply beginning to write was difficult. The wings of my headcanons refused to flap easily. The cold rain of impatience left them wet and heavy. I was lucky to make it to the end, but I still have some worries over whether the final product was a story worth reading. If you found any meaning at all in reading it, I'm much obliged. Aww, of course we found meaning in it. I loved this. This is cool. There's not many Io stories, or Takeya stories for that matter, so anything focused on the 2 of them, I am super happy. Also, the title, Bizarre Love Triangle, is taken from the famous track by the Manchester band New Order. I believe friendship between men and women can exist. Beautiful sentiment, but I also do have a notion in my brain that says, before Setsuna came into the picture, did Haruki really never have some flicker of feelings for Io? They're at a very sensitive, impressionable age. Takeya, of course, loves Haruki enormously. And so, with all of those notions together, we get the title. All right, everyone. Let's meet again someday in Onjuku. My heart is always with Kazusa. Ushineko, the guy that wrote this, always ends his afterwards with this. My heart is always with Kazusa. He is such a dedicated Kazusa fan. That is so cute. Ushineko, December 31st, 2017. And this has been Bizarre Love Triangle. Here are the different internet handles and ways to contact the authors if you want to look him up. He's done a number of different works from White Album 2. And this has been Bizarre Love Triangle. And the back page, here we have it. The triangle itself. So, thank you ever so much for being here with me on the final part of this Doujinshi reading from White Album 2. And I'll be back reading more doujinshis and light novels in the future. So until then, hope you take care. See you!